Hey guys, so we have the continuation of the Hall of Heroes event, which is 10 years of Hall of Heroes from Summoner's War. And we are going to take a look at each monster that's available on week 16 for the selections. First, we have Astar, the Fire Magic Knight. Her first skill attacks the enemy target 2 times and attacks all enemies with even more powerful attack on a third attack. Her second skill attacks a target that isn't granted with any beneficial effects with 3 magic bullets and silences the target for 2 turns with a 75% chance each. The target under the silence effect won't be able to use the skill with a cooldown time excluding the passive skills. Her third skill, which is also a passive, increases the damage you deal by 100% if the enemy has more HP than you, and increases your attack power by 150% until the next time you receive damage from the enemy. Astar also has a leader skill which increases the HP percent of all ally monsters by 25%. Next up we have Malaka, the Water Cobbled Bomber. Malaka's first skill attacks the enemy with a bomb. The damage increases by 15% for each harmful effect on the enemy. Malaka's second skill installs a bomb that detonates after 2 turns on all enemies and increases your attack bar by 50%. In addition, increases your attack bar by 10% per bomb you land on all enemies. Malaka's third skill detonates a frost compressed bomb, dealing damage to all enemies and decreasing their attack power and defense for 2 turns with an 80% chance on each target. This attack won't land as a glancing hit. And just to not get it mixed up, only the second skill of Malaka actually installs a bomb. Malaka also has a leader skill which increases the accuracy of all water attribute ally monsters by 50%. Next we have Melissa, the Wind Chakram Dancer. Her first skill attacks the enemy 2 times to inflict damage that increases as the enemy HP decreases. Additionally, if there's a Boomerang Warrior included in the ally team, one of the Chakram Dancers will attack together with the Boomerang Warrior during the Boomerang Warrior's turn. Her second skill attacks the enemy 2 times to decrease the defense with the first attack and decreases the attack power afterwards with a 50% chance each. Her third skill attacks the enemy 2 times to inflict damage that ignores all damage reduction effects and increases the damage by 10% each according to the number of beneficial and harmful effects granted on the target. Boomerang Warriors will also ignore all of the target's beneficial effects when they attack together. And she also has a leader skill which increases the HP of all ally monsters by 33%, but it is only applicable in a dungeon. Next up we have Chami, the Light Ninetail Fox. Chami's first skill attacks the enemy 3 times with a shimmering light, each hit leaving a branding effect for 2 turns with a 15% chance and disturbing the HP recovery for 2 turns with a 30% chance. Her second skill throws soul beads at the enemy to steal 1 beneficial effect and prevents the enemy from removing harmful effects for 2 turns. In addition, recovers the HP by 50% of the damage dealt. Her third skill removes all harmful effects on yourself and comes back to life with 100% HP and in a condition where you can use all other skills except Reincarnate. Additionally, you gain 50% increased attack power and defense every time you use Reincarnate. This accumulates up to 5 times. You instantly gain another turn after using the skill. She also has a leader skill which increases the attack power of all ally that are light attribute monsters by 40%. And lastly, we have Sige, the Dark Samurai. His first skill quickly draws the sword to attack the enemy, decreasing the target defense for 2 turns with a 50% chance. This skill has a 20% chance to activate the Sword of Supreme Skywolf after using the skill in your turn, and the activation chance increased by 10% additionally when you land a critical hit. We also have his second skill which swiftly attacks the enemy 2 times, leaving continuous damage for 2 turns. This skill has a 30% chance to activate the Sword of the Supreme Skywolf after using the skill on your turn, and the activation chance increases by 20% additionally when you land a critical hit. His third skill attacks all enemies 2 times with the energy of Pitch Black Darkness. Each attack deals 24% increased damage if the enemy is under harmful effects and deals 30% more damage if the target has a light attribute. This skill has a 70% chance to activate the Sword of Supreme Skywolf after using the skill on your turn, and the activation chance increased by 30% additionally when you land a critical hit. And instead of a leader skill, we have the Sword of Supreme Skywolf, which attacks all enemies with a secret skill that deals substantial damage, that ignores all beneficial effects that reduce the inflicted damage. Gains a turn instantly if Sword of Supreme Skywolf is activated. Sword of Supreme Skywolf persists until the skill is used or the caster is defeated. Typically, it would be suggested to grab yourself one of the light and dark monsters as those are harder to obtain. But in this case, I would actually suggest to grab a star as she could help you run with your Necropolis Abyss Hard a lot smoother. That's it for this video, and if you like the content of this video, please consider liking and subscribing as it would help the channel. And that's it. See you next time.